owed me like you never did. In a world where Omegas are forbidden from elite security roles, Luca Navarro lives a double life, posing as a beta, hiding his true nature. Cold, skilled, and stoic, he lands the most dangerous job yet. Bodyguard to Hollywood's most chaotic heart theft, Chase Renner, nicknamed the Black Flag Alpha for a reason. But Luca has a secret. 2 years ago, he spent one unforgettable, reckless night with Chase and disappeared, carrying more than just memories. Now he's back, with a child to protect and a past that could destroy them both. Chase doesn't remember him, or so Luca thought. But the Alpha's instincts don't lie, and neither does the way his eyes linger on Luca. 6 months. That's how long Luca needs to endure. 6 months under Chase Renner, the rabid dog Alpha, who could ruin everything. Will Luca survive the job, or will the truth unravel before he can escape again? Luca Navarro never made mistakes. He was trained for precision, discipline, control. So that night, that one reckless night, wasn't supposed to happen. He should have walked past the suite. He should have ignored the Alpha's eyes. But something about Chase Renner, the wild, drunk, broken Hollywood star, made Luca hesitate. Just for a second. And that second cost him everything. He thought it would be just one night, an accident. He left before dawn, before names were exchanged. He didn't expect the result to follow him home, in the form of a heartbeat, so small, so warm, growing inside his body. An Omega, who had vowed never to be one. Now, Luca lives quietly, hidden, raising a child in silence, wearing the title of Beta like armor, because in this world, Omegas aren't allowed to protect, only to be protected. But Luca was never the type to be protected. Then, life threw another blow. His mother collapsed. Emergency surgery, a medical bill that could bury him alive. Luca had only one option left, a job, high-paying, dangerous, and him. Chase, over here. Chase Renner, the job. Bodyguard to Chase Renner, the rabid dog Alpha. Hollywood's most violent headline. Unpredictable, arrogant, dangerous, and Luca's worst mistake. Luca's heart didn't just skip, it dropped. But Chase didn't even flinch, didn't recognize him, didn't remember, or was just pretending not to. Something about you feels familiar. 6 months. Just survived 6 months. Under the Alpha who nearly ruined his life and has no idea he already has a son. Day 1. Luca told himself he could do this. 6 months. Just 6. He adjusted the earpiece in his ear, ignored the sweat on his spine, and reminded himself, "You a beta. You're a bodyguard. That's all. You guy?" His voice was honey and venom. Luca didn't blink. Luca Navarro, assigned to close-range detail. "Tch, you look like you break if I breathe on you." A smirk, slow and assessing, pretty for a bodyguard. Luca didn't respond. He was used to men like Chase, alphas with too much power and too little control. But what scared him wasn't Chase's arrogance. It was the way Chase lingered. "You smell weird." He leaned in too close. "Almost familiar. Don't remember. Don't remember. Keep your distance, sir." "Oof, I like you already." The job was chaos. Paparazzi, nightclubs, scandals. Chase thrived in the fire. Luca stayed in the shadows. Always watching, always holding back. At night, he held his son's picture like a shield. The child who had Chase's eyes, but his smile. "You always this stiff, Navarro? Or is that just with me?" "You're not special, sir. I treat all clients with distance." "You've got a sharp mouth." His tone dips. "I like that." And in that moment, Luca felt it, that low hum of danger. Not because Chase was violent, not because he was alpha, but because Chase was starting to look at him again. He doesn't remember. He can't. 6 months, just 6, before instincts awaken, before truths unravel, before Chase Renner finds out he already has a son. Chase Renner was chaos, violent in the ring, loud in the tabloids, unruly, reckless, beautiful. But in silence, he was spoken, dangerous. A storm held together by a thread. Luca had learned to read threats, but Chase was a threat he had already tasted once and could never afford again. What? You like what you see? A teasing tone, but there's weight behind it. Assessing risk. Sounds hot when you say it like that. It was harmless on the surface. But lately, Chase had been getting closer, too close. Chase didn't remember the night, but his alpha instincts, they were starting to wake up. Alphas didn't need logic. They didn't need proof. They sensed. And Chase Renner was starting to sense him. Luca froze. Couldn't sleep. His voice is low, hoarse. Not my problem, sir. You're different. You smell like something I lost. You're drunk. Go back to bed. Why do you flinch every time I get near? He steps forward, and for a moment, there's nothing playful in his gaze. This was dangerous, because if Chase ever really got close, if he ever caught Luca's scent without suppressants, everything would collapse. I'm your bodyguard, not your entertainment. You're something. I'll figure it out. He had survived gunfire, knives, fistfights, but this was the hardest mission yet. Hiding who he was, an Omega, a liar, and the mother of Chase Renner's son. His son had Chase's eyes. He didn't know his father. And Luca would keep it that way, because if Chase ever found out, instincts never lie. And Chase Renners were screaming. Suppressants worked best with precision, but Luca had been careless. One missed dose could cost him everything. He thought he could suppress it in time, just hold out a few more minutes before the alpha woke up. But it was already too late. What the hell? You're not a beta. In a flash, he crossed the room, not with violence, but with hunger. That raw, primal scent, he remembered it. That night, 2 years ago. It was you. Let go of me. You lied. You want the truth, Chase? I'm an Omega. I lied to survive, to protect the job, to raise your son. There was the truth. The secret buried for years, unleashed with one broken suppressant. He thought he had time to explain, to control, but Chase found him first. He has my eyes. You had no right to come here. I had every right. Are you Mama's friend? Luca couldn't speak. The moment he'd feared most was here. And the boy he swore to protect looked so happy. You were alone all this time. He doesn't sound angry anymore. I would have taken care of you. I didn't need taking care of. I needed peace. I don't want to fight you, Luca. I just want to know him and be near you. Something in Chase had changed. Not tamed, but softened. He was still the rabid dog, but now he had something to protect, someone to protect him back. The world didn't collapse when they told the truth, but it trembled. And still, they stood. Lucas stopped hiding. Chase stopped pretending. Ezra had 2 fathers, one born to protect, one born to fight for them. I don't care what you are, Luca. Omega Beta Bodyguard? Liar. He nuzzles his neck gently. You're mine. And I'll spend every day earning the right to say that. Just don't ever forget what it cost me to get here. Never. I remember everything now. They were never meant to meet, never meant to fall. But fate doesn't ask for permission. It just ties the red string and waits.